So, firstly, Colin, just wanted to say big congratulations on the win on Sunday against Nottingham. Another 104-0 scoreline, and we maintained that 100% start to the season. Only a friendly, yes, but you must be so pleased with that performance.
Yeah, it was actually. Well, how could you not be? I suppose. Yeah, 104 again, just slightly odder. That maybe that's our lucky number. I might do the lottery this weekend. But it was important for us in a number of ways. We haven't played for 2 weeks, so it was really important to get people together. We had 2 or 3 players coming back from injury. We also had some players who've been new to the team this year, and I had to try and manage perhaps their game time a little bit, whereas this gave us an opportunity to just leave them out there for plenty of minutes. So, yes, it was only a friendly, really important to us to get that game under our belts. Unfortunately, we picked up another injury, which is the downside of it, to Iona McCusker, so she's going to be out on Sunday. But I think other than that, everything was really positive. Some of the stuff we did was really good, and also, to be fair to Nottingham, they were actually a decent side. They're newly come together. Nottingham have had a team since about 2008, I think, so they're not new to women's rugby league. But that particular group are new, and they didn't have much of the ball. But when they did, they completed all their sets apart from one. So they're decent, and we really wish them luck as they grow towards, for the rest of this season, and hopefully they'll be, part of one of the league structures somewhere next year anyway, because they deserve to be.
Yeah, and so 11 different try scorers yesterday. Who impressed you in particular, and why?
Well, the group impressed me in so much that they stuck to the task, because there's always a danger with those games, and I think we were a little bit guilty of this against the Golden Ferns, where we went off to an early lead, and then we sort of got a bit loose and went off script. So the group as a whole impressed me that they stuck to the task, very mumuch focused on this is something that's going to help us prepare for, the challenges to come. Obviously, Kay Selby was pretty unplayable. Normally she plays 80 minutes, but it was an opportunity for me to take her off and give her a bit of rest, but she still managed to squeeze in 4 tries. Also, I tell you what, some of the newer players did really well being left out there. Roisin Healy, Karis Evans, Lauren Mueller all got extended game time and all really, really impressed. So yeah, there was no, it was very difficult to pick one person out with such a dominant performance.
And all the try scorers obviously contributing to that fantastic result. A great result in its own right, but also a fantastic way to prepare for the return to league action on Sunday. Just wanted to ask what a result like that does for the group going into the game against Bedford Tigers on Sunday.
I think they're all good enough players to be realistic about it. We certainly know that this will be a much bigger challenge this weekend. Bedford Tigers have been going well. They've got 2 international players in their team. They've got Caroline Colley, who played for England the other week against Wales, and they've also got Storm Cobain, who plays for Ireland. So, they're a decent team, and I think we're under no illusions about what's how big a challenge it will be this weekend. But that type of game, it was good. There was a real feel-good sort of feeling around. It was good to be playing again after a couple of weeks. I think that's really important, because the players love to play. They would rather play than train, wouldn't they? So, and that was good. And we had some supporters come down. We've had now supporters come to, a hardcore supporters who've come to each of our home games now. So it was just a nice, good feeling around, and that will energise people to train well this week, I hope, and prepare for the game on Sunday.
And it's the second 140-0 scoreline within a month. As great as it is racking up results like that, do you see any potential issues with playing such one-sided games?
Yeah, of course there are. There's numerous issues there. There's issues that you can lull yourself into a false sense of security. You can also, it could also be that you're not challenged enough, and then suddenly when you do face a challenge, that you might be wondering, what to do, how's this going to go? Which is why I was impressed that they stuck to the task. And also the bigger challenge, of course, the bigger issue with the one-sided scorelines is the impact potential on the women's game, and we're very conscious of that. And but the problem is, when you're playing in a competitive league, you have to play that way. And also, in many respects, it's disrespectful to the opposition if you were to suddenly start, I don't know, taking players off the pitch, playing with less numbers, and just throwing the ball around. I think that'd be disrespectful to the opposition. And what was really nice is I chatted to the Outlaws players for a few minutes after the game. Actually, they were all saying how much they actually enjoyed it, despite the scoreline. And I didn't detect for 1 minute that they were sort of downhearted, and they shouldn't have been, because actually, they never gave up. They did some good stuff, and I very much think that they'll go on to bigger and better things. So yeah, we're always conscious of the impact on the wider game, and also on your own sort of performance. But I think the fact that girls stuck to the task on Sunday was really important for us, and we'll emphasise that at training this week.
And like you say, very one-sided game, obviously. Did you see anything that potentially needs some work before the Bedford game?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, we weren't tested defensively that much, and what we did, I mean, what was thrown at us, we were able to deal with, which was really pleasing. I think we completed 100% of our defensive sets. Yeah, so I think we completed 100% of our defensive sets. So, but there weren't that many of them. So, it's about, the challenge will be keeping that level of defensive commitment up, whilst maybe being a bit more tired than they would have been on Sunday, sorry, because obviously we scored a lot of tries, and some of the tries we scored, on play 3 or 4. So our energy levels were really high on Sunday, and it's just making sure that we're able to keep that resilience up when perhaps the energy levels are not so high.
So looking ahead to Sunday, what can we expect from Bedford Tigers?
Okay, so I think what we will expect is obviously a much sterner challenge. They've got some really good athletes and some good rugby players, and I use that in the more generic sense of league and union. And certainly our experience of playing them last year is that, if we clock off, they have got players that can run the length of the pitch and score against you. So we need to be really good in all the stuff that we do to make sure that we minimise those opportunities.
Right. And how are the ladies feeling going into the game, obviously off the back of the result on the Sunday?
Yeah, I think, as I say, there was a really good feeling around Sunday evening, when we all sat around afterwards, enjoying each other's company. Looking forward to training tomorrow night, and I think they've for a couple of weeks now, I think they've been looking towards these 2 games. We've got Bedford, and then obviously the Cardiff game after that. And I think they're excited and looking forward to those games. They're looking forward to the challenges. They do like a challenge.
And just a little one for the fans. So obviously we'll be hoping that we can maintain this 100% record, extend that healthy gap that's forming at the top of the table. What would you say to the fans that maybe haven't got down to a game yet, but are thinking about coming?
Well, I would say to anyone who's thinking about coming, please come down and just give it a watch. I think I said before when I was speaking to Jake, and probably I think it's before we played our first game, I think it's one that if you're into women's, if you're into rugby league per se, come and watch, because what you'll see is good rugby league. If there's any misconceptions out there about how and what women's rugby league looks like, come and watch a game. I remember last season when Steve-O, the legendary Sky commentator, was at one of our games when we played at Richmond, and he actually was quite honest and said that his expectations weren't great, and he saw our game against the Army, which was a really good game, and he was really impressed. And that's a guy who's won the World Cup, played in Australia, so he knows what he's talking about. So if you like rugby league, you'll enjoy it. If you love women's sport, come and enjoy it. And if you just fancy getting out in the sun on a Sunday watching some sport and you're not too concerned what it is, come down. The bar's always open when we're at home, and enjoy it. I think, and there's a real nice sort of bunch who come and follow us, and you know, it's a really nice event. Obviously, in terms of home games, we've played all our home games in the league now. Obviously, we're hoping to finish the season where we want to, the regular season, which means we would get one more home game. So at the moment, we don't know if we'll have another home game or not. It depends how we do in the next couple of matches.